From the edge of infinity, something approaches. Silent, cold, and ancient. At first, astronomers assumed it was just another wandering comet drifting through the void. But this time, they were wrong. Because this one isn't alone. Thousands of smaller bodies trail behind it like a cosmic swarm following a queen, 10,000 companions moving in perfect harmony through the darkness. Scientists have named it 3I Atlas, an interstellar traveler from a place no telescope has ever seen. And the deeper they look, the stranger it becomes. What if these fragments aren't random debris? What if each carries information, traces of a long-lost civilization, or worse, technology designed to observe us? The James Webb Space Telescope has confirmed something that defies every natural explanation. Tonight, we explore why this discovery could challenge everything we thought we knew about life beyond our solar system. When the Atlas telescope first detected the object streaking across the night sky, nothing seemed unusual. But as its orbit was calculated, the truth emerged. 3I Atlas isn't from here. Its hyperbolic trajectory proves it is a visitor from another star, moving at a staggering 26 kilometers per second relative to the Sun. Within days, the world's most powerful observatories focused on it, and what they saw defied logic. The main body is small, only about 800 meters in diameter, yet it is trailed by a massive cloud stretching over 120,000 kilometers, filled with thousands of discrete fragments. Observations from Webb and ground-based radio arrays revealed the impossible. Roughly 10,000 objects moving in perfect synchronization. Their orbits were nearly identical, as if following a hidden command. Comets break apart all the time, but never like this. Never so organized, never so controlled. Whatever this swarm is, it isn't behaving naturally. It is coordinated. James Webb's instruments soon revealed that 3I Atlas is chemically unlike any comet ever studied. Its surface and gaseous emissions contained water, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and hydrogen cyanide, but in ratios unlike anything in our solar system. Even more astonishing was the presence of amino acid precursors, molecules such as formamide and acetaldehyde, the essential building blocks of life. Isotopic analysis confirmed what astronomers suspected. This object formed under entirely different stellar conditions. Yet the biggest surprise was its stability. Most comets flare dramatically as they approach a star. 3I Atlas remains steady, venting gases at a constant rate, almost as if regulating its own activity. Thermal imaging revealed localized heat signatures, far too precise to be explained by natural processes. Was it venting gas? Maintaining energy? The line between science and something beyond it began to blur. Across telescopes in Arizona, Chile, and space, scientists confirmed the fragments were moving in formation. Their velocities were too low, their positions too precise. Some fragments even displayed faint cometary activity, miniature tails and jets, still venting volatile gases after millions of years in interstellar space. The swarm appeared divided into 7 distinct families, each maintaining subtle differences in trajectory, almost like specialized groups within a system. The odds of a natural comet surviving tens of millions of years and arriving in our solar system with its fragments intact are virtually zero. The cohesion is too perfect. The timing too precise. Could it be resonant fragmentation, a harmonic disintegration occurring in perfect rhythm? Or something far more deliberate, an engineered array of interstellar probes masquerading as a cometary cloud? When scientists plotted the fragments' orbits, an eerie pattern emerged. The swarm isn't random. It forms arcs, spirals, and dense clusters, repeating with geometric precision. Some even align along magnetic field lines, hinting at a hidden magnetized structure. Radio telescopes picked up faint, rhythmic fluctuations, too consistent to be dismissed as noise. Each fragment seems to follow an invisible grid. Some hypothesized that 3I Atlas might once have been part of a planetary crust torn apart by gravity. Others whispered of a machine world, long dead, scattering its remnants across the stars. But when James Webb detected thermal anomalies from the larger fragments, identical in temperature and perfectly synchronized, one chilling possibility emerged. These aren't fragments at all. They may be nodes, parts of something still functioning, still aware, now within our solar system. Then, an even stranger phenomenon appeared. Infrared observations revealed microscopic fluctuations in brightness across all 10,000 fragments. The rhythm was consistent, repeating every 147 seconds. The swarm was synchronized. Some suggested rotational resonance caused by solar radiation pressure, but the timing followed the Fibonacci ratio, a pattern pervasive in nature, galaxies, and atomic structures. Cosmic coincidence? Or deliberate design? Hubble's polarized imaging added another shock. Light scattering from the fragments didn't diffuse normally. Instead, it reflected back toward the source, a behavior known as retroreflection, common in engineered materials but nearly non-existent in nature. Here, 10,000 fragments millions of kilometers from Earth were doing exactly that. The angles of reflection formed interference patterns resembling binary code, repeated across the entire structure. Webb's near-infrared spectrograph revealed coherent low-frequency electromagnetic waves rippling between fragments. Not solar emissions, not cosmic rays, these waves were organized, moving from object to object as if carrying information. Some physicists dubbed it the living field, a self-sustaining electromagnetic environment connecting the swarm into a functional system. In three-dimensional mapping, it resembled a neural network or the circuitry of a colossal machine. No natural mechanism could explain such long-range coherence. 3I Atlas wasn't a comet. It was something larger, integrated, and it had just come online. Then came a whisper in gravity itself. The Solar and Heliospheric Observatory detected subtle shifts in solar wind density whenever the swarm passed through specific orbital nodes. Gravitational echoes repeated with millisecond precision. Simulations revealed the swarm's mass and spacing were tuned to resonate with Mars' orbital motion, producing gravitational signals like a cosmic instrument playing across spacetime. For the first time, scientists considered a terrifying question. What if 3I Atlas didn't enter our solar system by chance, but by design? The swarm responded to an unseen signal, aligning into a lattice spanning hundreds of thousands of kilometers. The hollow spiral formation resembled massive antenna arrays. Electromagnetic bursts followed, each mirrored by faint echoes from deep space. The swarm had switched from silence to communication. During observation cycles, transient shadows dimmed and brightened in exact sequences, forming repeating binary pulse trains. These pulses appeared hours later in background radiation, mirrored across infrared and radio wavelengths. When visualized, they formed a recurring motif, a fractal spiral enclosed in a triangle. To mathematicians, it resembled an encoded instruction. To astronomers, a signature. Mars itself reacted. The ionosphere lit up briefly in synchronized auroral flashes with each pulse, as if reflecting the swarm's transmissions. The alignment relative to Mars formed an almost perfect equilateral triangle, margin of error less than 1 part in 10 million. The swarm wasn't passing through, it was interacting. Then, behind the Sun, transmissions spiked. Nested pulses expanded outward in spirals, each carrying harmonic layers repeating atomic and orbital ratios. The Sun became a transmitter. When the signal reached the outer solar system, deep space antennas recorded a faint reply, prime number sequences and spatial coordinates pointing back to 3I Atlas' last known location. Intelligence had answered. The fragments moved. Orbits shifted in unison, forming a spherical shell between Mars and the asteroid belt. Reflected sunlight produced coordinated flashes, creating repeating rotational sequences. The formation stabilized nearly 1,000,000 kilometers wide, each fragment glowing faintly in infrared, the same wavelength as the returning signal. The swarm had received instructions and executed them with purpose and intelligence. Analysis revealed a neural network-like structure. Heat fluctuations traveled across the swarm like signals between neurons. The formation wasn't just moving, it was thinking. It was a distributed consciousness, awakened in our solar system. Low-frequency oscillations synchronized the solar system itself. Magnetic fields, solar winds, and planetary ionospheres subtly responded to the swarm's pulses. The system resonated as one, a symphony of gravity, light, and energy conducted by an unseen intelligence. Then, abruptly, it stopped. Oscillations vanished, pulses ceased, instruments flatlined. The swarm froze in perfect symmetry, suspended between Mars and the asteroid belt. Slowly, fragments dimmed, blinking out of existence, leaving behind a massive spiral pattern. At its heart, a dense, impossibly hot object radiated energy in a previously unseen frequency, directed at the Sun, then disappeared. 3I Atlas hadn't just visited our solar system, it had using stars, planets, and time itself as conduits. Hubble's polarized imaging added another shock. Light scattering from the fragments didn't diffuse normally. Materials but nearly non-existent in nature. Information. Swarm into a functional system. 3I Atlas wasn't a comet. Then came a whisper in gravity itself. Through specific orbital nodes. By chance, but by design? The hollow spiral formation resembled massive antenna arrays. Binary pulse trains. Wavelengths. To astronomers, a signature. Mars itself reacted. Transmissions. 10 million. The Sun became a transmitter. Intelligence had answered. The fragments moved. Wavelength as the returning signal. The formation wasn't just moving, it was thinking. Then, abruptly, it stopped. Sun, then disappeared.